After Bismillah, this is a reminder to all Muslims that the solution for the conflict that's going on in the land that is called Palestine is not a Palestinian state. And every single time that you raise the Palestinian flag, you are further delaying the victory of Allah Azza wa Jal. The Palestinian flag was given to us by the British and the French when they invaded the Muslim lands, when they invaded Palestine and gave Palestine to Herzl's Zionist movement. That flag that you're waving around was given to us by the very people who established the presence of the Zionist movement in Palestine right now. And you go around and wave that flag around, not knowing even a single shred of history. And I understand the reason why you're doing it is because you're supporting the Muslims that are living in that land, but you're waving the flag that caused the whole entire problem in the first place. Stop waving nationalistic flags, because if we want the victory of Allah Azza wa Jal, if we want the problem to be solved, it can only come from Allah Azza wa Jal, and therefore we have to call for the solutions of Allah Azza wa Jal. We can't wave something in the air or call for something that Allah Azza wa Jal has forbidden, because then we're on our own. You want to do something on your own? Do something on your own. But if you want Allah Azza wa Jal to help us, then you have to turn to Allah Azza wa Jal and only call for what Allah Azza wa Jal calls for, which is the full implementation of Islam and the restoration of the land of Al-Aqsa and Al-Quds to the unity of the Muslims throughout all the Muslim lands. We don't have such thing as nation states. We don't have these nation state flags. We don't have these divisions. We are one ummah. This nation state concept is a Western European idea that was imposed on us. Anybody who thinks that the victory is going to come through these nationalistic flags has no understanding of the deen of Islam. His aqeedah, he needs to go back to it and understand the basic concept of وَإِنَّ هَذِهِ أُمَّتُكُمْ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً وَأَنَا رَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُونَ. This ummah of yours is one ummah and I am your Lord, and worship me. So we need to put down these Palestinian flags and we need to raise the flag of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. We need to call for unity as Muslims and a solution from Islam. That's the only solution that'll work. Think about it this way. According to these ahadith, the liberation of Palestine will never happen except under the victory of Allah Azza wa Jal, which means that the Khilafah has to be reestablished and then it will liberate Palestine. None of these governments are going to save Palestine. Do you think the West is going to save Palestine, or the Arab lands are going to save Palestine, or the East is going to save Palestine? Who's going to save Palestine? Mohammed bin Salman? Erdogan? Erdogan has been sitting right next to them for how many decades now? He closes the border on them. Do you think Egypt's going to help? Do you know that Egypt closed the border on them when they tried to escape? He doesn't allow them to escape the killing. Egypt is complicit, and they're even worse because they know the truth. The Zionists are our enemies, but Egypt are supposed to be our Muslim brothers. These governments will never help. Only the Khilafah will save Palestine. And every single person who thinks otherwise is a fool. And every single person who calls for anything else is deluded. How many more disasters have to occur before the Muslims are going to realize that there is no other solution? Every disaster that occurs is occurring to remind us that we will never see a day of victory in our life until we restore what Allah Azza wa Jal told us we must have, which is our own political independence under a single Khilafah that implements all of Islam, and stop wandering around in the dark.